After completing this lesson, you'll be able to achieve these objectives. Explain 3 principles of zero trust. Describe the benefits of the zero trust model in contrast to the perimeter network defense model. Describe some of the methods used to implement zero trust security. The concept behind the zero trust security model is that trust must be explicitly derived from a mix of identity-based and context-based aspects. Zero trust is not a single product or service that you can buy. Rather, it is a security concept or strategy that has 3 core principles. 1. Never trust a user or device. Always authenticate a user or device to determine their identity and verify what resources the user or device is authorized to access. 2. Implement least privilege. This means that users and devices are granted access to only those resources that they need to complete their jobs or functions. 3. Assume that the network is already breached. Take precautions, such as reducing the attack surface. Click the underlined term for more information. Perimeter networks are closed, self-contained units with firewalls that act like drawbridges. Most endpoints and servers exist within the network perimeter. Virtual Private Network, VPN, provides secure connections for remote users and between local area networks. Users provide credentials, usually a username and password, to authenticate to the network. The network assigns roles to the authenticated users to control access to network resources. However, if a user's credentials become compromised or if a user's device becomes infected, then malware can move laterally across the network, infecting other devices and perhaps exfiltrating valuable information. This type of cyber attack is equivalent to the myth of the Trojan horse. In the myth, a large wooden horse or Trojan horse was rolled into the fortified city of Troy. Unbeknownst to the people of Troy, many Greek soldiers were concealed inside the Trojan horse. After the Trojan horse was safely inside the fortified city, the hidden warriors disembarked and ransacked the city. Once the Trojan horse was inside the fortified city, there was no way to prevent the attack. The business transformation is forcing networks to decentralize so that some network components remain on premises. Some are located in a private cloud and others in the public cloud. This transformation, plus the advent of BYOD, the Internet of Things, IoT, and an expanding remote workforce, has drastically enlarged the attack surface and provided many more attack vectors. Click the highlighted icons for more information. There are a number of things you can do to fulfill the never trust principle. One is to demand the identity of users and devices on an ongoing basis. The identification process can be strengthened using MFA. Restrictions to access the network and resources can also be context-based, meaning that they're based on the time and date of the request, the geographical location of the device asking for access, and the security posture of the device. Click the icons for more information. There are a number of tools that you can deploy to implement the principle of least privilege. These are deploying a privileged access management (PAM) system, defining the protect surface, and applying the Kipling method. Click on the different tabs for more information. One action that you can take in anticipation of an inevitable network breach is to prepare for contingencies for the worst situations. Following this process provides you with the opportunity to make various plans that can be invoked immediately after a breach. Another precaution that you can take is to segment the network into smaller sections to restrict the lateral movement of contagions. Zero Trust Access, ZTA, is a secure access method that supports zero trust security. ZTA uses role-based access control. Once a user is identified, they can be assigned a role that determines what resources they have access to. Examples of roles are employee, guest, contractor, and so on. A user can be assigned more than one role. For example, they could be assigned the employee role and the account manager role. Endpoint software agents that support the Zero Trust model can supply the network with valuable information about the device, such as the operating system, patch level, installed software on the device, and so on. This information can be used to assess the level of risk the device might pose to the network. Network access control identifies the devices on the network, giving IT security greater visibility and control. ZTNA is technology that establishes a secure session automatically between the end entity and the network, regardless of location, while ensuring granular control over access to applications and enforcing the precept of zero trust. Unlike the previous network methodology that includes a perimeter network, there is a no-trust zone in the zero trust model. Trust must be proven through MFA, and risk is judged through a context-based assessment. Least privilege access ensures tighter restrictions to access resources by users, devices, and applications. By doing a thorough review of the assets you need to protect, and by asking what, why, when, where, and how, you reduce the attack surface and better protect the network. By preparing for a worst-case scenario, you are better prepared when a breach does occur. Also, unlike the perimeter network model, where the lateral movement of malware across the network could not be restricted, microsegmentation isolates a compromised device or network segment. You have reached the end of the lesson. You are now able to explain 3 principles of zero trust. Describe the benefits of the zero trust model in contrast to the perimeter network defense model. Describe some of the methods to implement zero trust security.